Hi guys, Valentina here to tell you what kind of person you absolutely do not want to have a relationship with, and probably surprise you with the answer. I'll give you a short answer and then I'll kind of explain it why a little bit. And in fact, I plan to write about it in my blog as well so I can expand on the topic a little better. It's a little different when a stream of consciousness conversation is happening on YouTube versus when I can sit down and like write things out and choose my words a little more carefully. So I will include the blog link down in the description of this video. And also, if you like this video, towards the end of it, if you find it useful, please give me the thumbs up. It indicates that this is useful content and YouTube shows it to other people. And please subscribe to my channel for other useful life intelligence, life hacks videos on relationships and life in general. So here we go. What is the kind of person you absolutely do not want to be in an intimate relationship with? That's the kind of person that's always doing, always and only nice things for you. And I can see some people go, what? But that's exactly what I want. I want somebody to do lots of nice things for me. Okay, so first of all, if you've been with someone for a substantial amount of time, I'm not talking about a week or two, you just started dating, but you're in a relationship for a while and this person never rocks the boat. This person never disagrees with you. They're always at your beckoning call. They're always doing nice things for you. They're just always very agreeable, right? That's a trait, personality trait. They're always very agreeable. There are two possibilities. One, you don't really know this person, meaning your relationship is kind of superficial. There haven't been real challenging life situations or circumstances where this person can show their true colors. We usually are really much better when life comes along nicely, predictably, and easily. But when things arise that challenge us, challenge our perspective, or challenge our situation, maybe related to family or to work or otherwise, there's some kind of a crisis, small one or big one, then you get to see how that person really reacts and whether or not you guys align on important things. So yes, that's one possibility. Your relationship hasn't deepened enough, so there hasn't been an opportunity for that person to show themselves to you who they truly are, or they're truly hiding themselves. They really don't want you to know who they are, and for maybe good reasons, like they don't want to lose you, and they're trying to please you in order to keep you. Well, that's kind of a low self-esteem game here. So eventually that person will resent you in some way or another, and you'll see some negative behaviors, maybe passive aggressive behaviors from that person, or critical behaviors, or they'll sneak around your back and do things you don't expect them to do. So that's one possibility. You don't really know that person. The other possibility is they're not communicating with you. And again, that could be for the reasons I just stated. Or maybe they're just emotionally not very available, or they have a game to play and they are working on that game. I don't know, but they are guarded. They're not communicating with you, and maybe you're not communicating with them. Maybe the issue is within you, not within them. So these are the two possibilities why you will see someone who only does nice things for you and never rocks the boat. Okay, so why am I making a big deal about it? And why is this a bad thing? Like, why do you care? It's like, hey, why do I care why this person is doing what they're doing? As long as it's working for me and they're doing nice things for me and we're having a good time, why do I care? Well, you care because if that person is not challenging you, you are not growing. And you go, whoa, 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 how did that happen? Why are you saying this? Why am I saying this? Because the best relationships out there, whether they're intimate relationships or friendships or families, the people keep you accountable. They keep you in check. They call you on your BS. And none of that feels good. So you'll have a reaction to that. You're wiggling and you will maybe for a moment be angry with them, right? It's the friction that's created that points out to you where you need to focus and improve, do better, be better, refine yourself. So good relationships make the space, allow for, and cultivate the space for disagreements, right? I'm not saying fights. I'm not saying fight and slam the doors and worse things. I'm saying that good relationships, people feel safe, secure to express themselves, to tell you how they feel, what they see in you, without feeling threatened by your anger or by you leaving and all that. So there's a lot of trust in that relationship, and within that context of trust and safety, you can have difficult conversations. You can address difficult things about yourself, each other, and your life. So it's important to remember that. Even for people who are conflict averse, who naturally might not want to be the one to start a difficult conversation. If you are the one to start it, and if you are the kind of person they trust and feel safe around, and they don't have another game to play or have low self-esteem issues or all these other things, they will volunteer information about you that you may or may not like. So that's what you want. A real meaningful relationship includes disagreements, includes a person who is keeping you accountable. Okay, so let's say, what's an optimal relationship then? You think it's like, okay, that's, if I don't want a person who is always nice and they're always positive interactions, so what's an optimal relationship? So we look to the data, and the data says that a relationship that has less than 5 positive emotional interactions to 1 negative emotional interaction, less than 5 positive to 1 negative, will fall apart. And then you go, okay, well, good. I just have to make sure I have more than 5 positive interactions. But like, how many positive interactions to a negative interaction would be a good thing? So we look to the data again, and we find out that 11 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction will also cause the relationship to disintegrate. So your bandwidth is more than 5 and less than 11 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction. So obviously you can't be too negative. Less than 5 is too negative. There's too much negativity in the relationship. 11 or more positive to 1 negative, there's not enough challenge. There's not enough friction. A normally adjusted human being will not require you to never challenge them, right? If somebody is there requiring you to never challenge them, then maybe they're a narcissist or a sociopath, or they're trying to bend you to their whim and will. So you won't like it. And if all you're getting is positive interactions with your partner, are you the one trying to bend them to your whim and will? You're scaring them into submission? Or something else is going on, which is on their part, as I mentioned earlier. So that's a way to look at things, and you can investigate and explore your own relationships and see where you're at. Of course, expect in a new relationship where there's new relationship energy and everything is still new and exciting, things will tend on the positive. But even in those circumstances, there's got to be something somewhere that is not positive. And so how much of that too much or too little is detrimental, right? So, all right. What about people who choose to stay single? So you think, well, I choose to stay single. Like, I like being single, right? I love my single life. You need to ask yourself the question of why you're making that choice. The reasons matter. If you've had one or two or more negative relationship experiences in your past, somebody mistreated you or took all your money, after you got divorced and caused you to go broke or whatever. If you've had one or two or more very negative relationship experiences in the past, and you're choosing now to stay single in order to protect yourself from future events like that, and you have rules about your life that assure that protection, such as, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody as a partner. I won't allow whoever I'm dating to share my personal space, my home, or I will never volunteer important personal information about me because I don't want to be vulnerable and be taken advantage of. I will never live with someone again. If you have rules like that, then you have developed a wall around you, and you're not going to be happy in that confinement, especially if you naturally if your temperament tends towards relationality. And then you have these conflicting rules to that relationality, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be dancing this dance where you step out a little bit and then retreat back and step out and retreat back, and nothing will ever work. Furthermore, if you have a negative bias like that towards someone who may be your partner, you're going to look for confirmation bias. So you're going to interpret their behavior in the way that is congruent, consistent with your negative experiences from the past. So let's say you're with a partner who was cheating on you and you caught them and it was very dramatic, and you got really heartbroken, and maybe it happened more than once with another partner. And now every person that you meet, you automatically assume, okay, well, these people will always cheat. So now you're constantly looking for, when is this person cheating, right? So they might be out at a business meeting, or they might be out with friends, or they're traveling for work or for visiting family, and you're driving yourself crazy because you're sure there's an opportunity there and they're taking that opportunity to cheat on you. And then you start blaming them, and you start quizzing them, and you start following them, and it just becomes a very hostile situation, all because you are looking for that. So consider that, like, you can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, and maybe that person is not doing any of this, not even thinking about it, but after a while they'll get mad at you, either leave you or say, well, hell, you don't trust me anyway, I just do whatever I want to do, right? Either way, the relationship is doomed. Also, another thing to consider is that if you're on your own, you are perfect because there's no one to challenge you. So you come along in your life, in your own private space. There's no friction. You're enjoying whatever you're doing. And then out there interacting with the world, it seems to feel like the problems are out there in the world. It's not you, because obviously you're perfect. When you're by yourself, you don't have a problem with anything all by yourself. You make your decisions, you choose your actions, you play video games at 2 a.m., whatever you want to do. You're just perfect when you're by yourself. There's no mirror. There's no one to hold you accountable. There's no one to point out to you that you did a shitty thing, right? And then you go out there in the real world, whether it's work or with other friends, and you start experiencing friction, and you start feeling like, everybody's out to get me, right? You can make that decision. I'm not saying everybody does in those circumstances, but it's not that uncommon. So now you're interfacing with the world, feeling like there's something wrong with the world. So this Canadian psychologist, who's now very famous, Jordan Peterson, says, and I'm about to butcher it as I'm paraphrasing it, but I'll do my best. He says that the world out there will manifest negativity in the proportion in which you are insufficient for that world. So the amount of your insufficiencies is directly proportionate, directly related to the amount of negativity and malevolence that it seems like the world is manifesting in your life, right? It's another way to say what you're lacking in life skills, in personal skills, in communication skills, in relationship skills, in knowledge, whatever you're lacking, it's gonna seem like that's exactly what the world is challenging you with, and so you're gonna feel like you don't want to go out there. It's scary, and you're always angry. Things are always out to get you. If you're in a relationship, you will have the opportunity to discover these insufficiencies about yourself because the person will point it out to you. They'll say, hey, you're procrastinating too much. You're drinking too much. You weren't nice to your mother the other day when you guys talked on the phone, or you cut people off on the freeway for no particular reason, or they will point out to you what your insufficiencies are, and you'll have an opportunity to work on them. And as you reduce your own insufficiencies, you will decrease your own suffering. Not only are you going to decrease your own suffering, you're going to show up in the world a better person, more equipped person for the challenges in the world, more emotionally resilient, more prepared. You're going to decrease the suffering of others, the suffering you are causing inadvertently, unaware that you might be the cause of it. You will decrease that suffering as well. So you have the opportunity to put yourself together better because somebody pointed this out to you, and you're more likely to listen to a person who you care about and you want to continue having in your life. You're not likely to listen to the stranger in the supermarket. You'll just blow it off and that person's an asshole. You're not likely to listen to the person next door or whatever. You're gonna listen to the person you care about the most, because hopefully you don't want to lose them. So hopefully they have a way of talking to you that you can hear them, right? You'll be more willing to listen. You'll be more willing to hear, and more willing, motivated to improve these insufficiencies so that you can keep that person and continue your relationship. So in that way, relationships are excellent, fertile ground for growth, for development, for refinement, for making the world a better place. Making the world a better place. I have a hanging here on my wall. As I'm speaking, looking at you, I just realized I have the perfect Chinese proverb hanging on my wall. It says, if there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. If there's beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the house, right? And if there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the world, right? So that's kind of the spiritual way of saying the same thing I was just saying from a psychological perspective. All right, so did you like this video? If you did, if you found it useful, if it made you think about yourself and your relationships, please give me the thumbs up right down below. Click on the thumbs up, subscribe, the little red button, so you can hear from me again, and share with your friends. Share with as many people as you like, as you think will benefit from hearing this, so that together we can help each other do better, be better, and feel better. That being said, if you need to reach me, ValentinaPetrovaConsulting.com. All that information is down in the description. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to suggestions for future videos. And with that, I say goodbye.